Hey everyone, welcome back. Dev Spider here. So we're going into day 3. We just ended day 2. We just finished the fight and checking out the checkpoint. The wave started. We still haven't made it back to our base yet. So going as fast as I can to get there. Hopefully we make it in time. Winning the fight out here on the ground is would not be easy. Unfortunately, our inventory is full. So I'm going to probably try to build some stairs to get us... Well, I don't have actually the materials to do so. So we're going to have to run to the top. Drop some stuff off, and then we'll jump back down, get behind the traps. So the wave should be coming in. Then, like I said before, hopefully you left your stuff short enough you can just jump up here to make them reroute. And we need to check. Actually, I didn't grab any branches, did I? This could be a little bit rough. Let them thin out a little bit, and then we'll see about getting some branches over here. We do have the spike traps now, so that should be plenty to hold this with the pendulums, as long as we have enough to charge them back up. Not sure why they need to be repaired. Right, so you can see the elites are coming earlier than they used to. And let's try to make a mad dash and grab some branches, and we'll jump back down. I'm hoping they reroute down here to where I'm currently standing. And so you can see we've already had 3 or 4 leads pop, so the waves are getting harder. The AI is really confused right now because it's looking for our old location. I did figure out on my old base like this, we need to actually put a half wall right here in the center, and that'll force them to have to walk against these shredders. So there should be a slight lull right here. Let's go ahead and check. Oh, nope. Make sure these are loaded up. And then we can grab some of the loot while we're right here. So the good thing about these spike traps on the floor, they have 100 charges also. So they pair really well with these pendulums just to slow the enemies down. Alright guys, so we're going to clean up our traps real quick. The reason you want these small traps is so you can get meat from the small animals to then reload the larger traps, because they take small cuts of meat and seeds. Let's go ahead and harvest these wolves. And the trap didn't disappear this time. Last time I harvested these, they disappeared. So we can use all these skins and stuff to upgrade our weapons and equipment. And we're going to want to definitely do that based on that last boss fight before we go to the next fight. Make sure we max out our weapons. But for right now, I'm going to save all these materials until I find weapons I actually want to keep. So we just reloaded all that using seeds and the small cuts of meat. That'll also give us some more food since we ran out of food. I went through like 30 or 40 of the candy bar power bars while we were trying to fight that boss. And I need to upgrade this because we're out of room because we're currently out of room. So all these need to be upgraded to the final tier. In order to upgrade these, we need rope, nails, processed leather, and plastic. And to make I like to use the rabbit skins personally just because they're easier to get and cheaper, and we won't need to use them for anything else. So we'll trim those for now. I don't know if we'll be able to get much of these upgraded. So we'll grab what we have and see what we can get done. Yep, so that's all we have. It's just enough room for that, so at least we can store some of our ammo. Let's take a look at our research and see what new abilities and skills we can get that might help us out. At the same time, we need to take a look and scan and see what else is left inside the central grassland, just to make sure we finish gathering everything here. We're going to hold off on fishing for now. Fishing can come in handy later, and it's necessary to upgrade equipment and bags. I'm not too worried about now. You do want to get your fishing stats up, though, and we'll cover that once we get to that point. So if we look at the wrench again, this book says, it does say it's obtained at the checkpoint, so I need to go back to the checkpoint and look for this again. I must have missed it somewhere. So let's do Novice Warrior just because we're fighting so much. A Marine will give us attack speed plus 2%. Range weapon plus 3. Should apply more to it should apply to our guns as well as our bows. Melee damage plus 6. We need a book for this one. It's located in the Eastern Grasslands. We can do Tactician. We found it on a bookshelf. It's island wide. It's damage plus 2. Range weapon damage plus 4. I don't want to keep going to these. I'd like to save some of our points just in case we need them for later. See if we can do Senior Guard. Damage taken minus 4%. That'll come in handy. Veteran Guard needs a book. It's in the Western Grassland in the snowfield. We can do hit point recovery, then our food will go farther. I'm not worried about crash damage right now. Under utility, let's see what we have here. We're getting too low on points, so we'll just save this for later, even though I'd like to get some of that stamina usage. Zombie Hunter, can we do that yet? We cannot. That book is going to be in the Eastern Grasslands, Desert, Western Grassland, and the snowfield, so it's on bookshelves in the higher level areas. Okay, so with that done, like I said, I'll go back to the checkpoint and look around until I find that next book. The checkpoint should have been where we just came from. I'm not sure how I missed it, maybe because it was dark and I was rushing. So I'll see you guys once I get over there and find out where the book is at. Well, made it back to the checkpoint, everybody. So I've been looking for that book with the wrench, or that will allow us to learn to make wrenches. I did find it in here, so it's inside this little checkpoint here. So the motel and the first part of the checkpoint that we went through where we did the boss fight and the small airport is all in that direction there. So I'm trying to pay attention to this one guy. So that guy right there can shoot poison arrows, I think. No, he might be the one that pulls us into him. But I was watching him. But anyways, the book's right here on the desk. We'll take that. So that's polymer chemistry. Let's go ahead and give you the coordinates in case anybody's looking for it. So if I zoom in right here, we're at roughly 47.65 north, 166.82 east. And again, that's where you can find the book. Here, if you want to use this vending machine, you can trade this in to buy student trophies. They're really, really expensive though. So there's tons of trophies here. Like I said, they all range from like $39.90 to like $5.90. From there, we're just going to loot the motel. I'm going to double check it. Like I said, it's right here on the left, just to make sure it's not full of anything good that we need. There used to be a fishing book in it, but I think that's the one that was moved to the grocery store. So I'll hit this up. If I find anything, I'll cut it into the video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys once we get back to base, because I'll probably be full of loot after that, as you can see here. And then we'll make a wrench so that we can start demoing all these light poles and cars that we walk past. So we made it back to base. Another drone came by, though, so you can see the smoke in the distance. It dropped it off over there. We're going to go try and retrieve that. Hopefully it's on top of that building. Might be over by the factory, but we're right over there just a second. Let's go ahead and learn about the wrench and how to make it. So come under the skill tab, engineer, and then right here it'll allow us to make cells, electronic devices, wrenches, and the wire connector. Let's go ahead and research that. We can go ahead and go to this one too to get motors, batteries, and maintenance kits. Going to need that power drill. I don't know if I've ever seen a power drill before. We need a book for that. Yeah, that's going to take another book. Doctor of Engineering obtained at the motel in the Western Grassland. Okay. Guys, what I said, I just searched this motel. We didn't see anything in there, so that's why I didn't mention it. In order to get to the wrench, I believe, if I remember right, we have to make an advanced workbench. So let's go ahead and grab some materials so we can do that. And we brought back some bone gloves and took them apart. Gave us one aluminum ingot. It's one of the rare ores. So that's good to get. That's a good way to do it. Like I said, just bring back everything you find. If it's worth it now, like low-level weapons, spears, bows, those aren't going to give you very good resources. They're going to give you like sticks, piece of metal, so it's not worth it most of the time. Alright, so let's see if we can set up some of these other benches real quick. So press B again as in Bravo. For this one, we actually need some rebar. Let's see if we can't make 3 pieces of rebar. And so this is the equipment modification workbench. So on this one, this one's going to allow us to do coils, as you can see here. It's also going to allow us to make the trap modification items that will give us like -6 damage taken. This one minus 20% damage taken for the traps themselves. This one gives plus 25%, plus 25% critical rate, and plus 10 damage from this trap modification sting. Then over here, I believe is where we can start crafting and reassembling gear to try to get a better tier of gear. So I'll experiment with that. It's been a while since I've done anything like that, so we'll check that out later. And there should be an electrical bench too. And we still need to build the cooking table. I hadn't done that yet, surprisingly. Crusher's not that big of a deal. We don't need to worry about that one. So electronics workbench, we need 3 pieces of rebar for it. Let's go ahead and grab some small stone, branches, and leaves and build the cooking station as well. So again, if you need rebar, if you haven't found any yet, just come to this workstation. Go to the 3rd tab over, then you can make rebar using iron ingots there. And eventually we're going to move this stuff around. We'll build an actual base, like a little house, because there are structures and things and furniture that you can build. For right now, we're just worried about getting to where we can upgrade everything to the max. Let's go ahead and lay down an electronics workbench next to the equipment modification bench. Scoot it over just a little bit, make sure there's enough room. And then let's set up the cooking station that we should have done a long time ago. Alright, so here on this electronics workbench, I want to say this is where we make the wrench. Let's take a look. Okay, well I don't see it there. Alright, so we have one more workbench that we need to make. It's the mechanical equipment workbench. And the wrench should be made on this, so let's go ahead and set it up. Okay, so this is where we make all of our electric wire, our wire connector, handmade submachine gun, mechanical equipment repair kit, handmade shotgun, dynamite, handmade sniper rifle, and of course the wrench. We're going to make one of those. It's going to be 1 piece of rubber, 1 iron ingot. Craft that. Now we can get rid of the hammer. Here you can make iron armor. You're going to need to get special ingots like duraluminum and aluminum. You can also make ammo here, but it's pretty expensive. It's 1 iron, 1 copper, and 1 gunpowder. Plus you can make grenades. The gas mask, which we will need. I do remember the zone we actually need that in now. Minigun turret ammo, MRL ammo, mortar ammo. So once we get into the big weapons with power, we're going to want to come here and build a lot of this stuff. So once you have your wrench, you can actually see that you can still upgrade things with it. We'll need to get a bunch of rebar put together so we can start taking everything to metal. And since we have everything on the game is turned on for respawn, the trees are back, a lot of the iron nodes are back, so that's going to help out a lot. We do need to clean our traps out, but first let's go fetch this supply crate that dropped from the drone. So now that we have the wrench, we can actually take apart things like these ATMs. We just got 5-1, a couple of other single ones, iron plate, electronic device, some nails. So a good source of money, so we can just go buy any electronics that we need if we don't have enough copper. And that being said, we can break down some of these cars on the way too. So we've already looted most of the cars around us, so we're going to break it down as we walk past them. That just gave us 1 rebar, 2 iron plates. So it'll save us a lot of metal. Okay, so we finally made it to the drop. It's over here at the factory where we found the order book. Let's see what we get this time. Let's see, the Nutcracker Unique Axe. Plus 17 strength, plus 26% smash chance when attacking. 3 sockets. $22 wands. This thing also has plus 15 strength, 15 attention, 15% lightning reinforcement, 5% dodge, 42 damage, so it's almost as strong as our spear. Then it's just a bunch of basic stuff. We'll just break it all down. Then we're going to break down a bunch of cars, do a little bit of mining, head back to base, drop stuff off, maybe do some upgrades around the base, and figure out where we need to go next. Mostly I'm going to break these vehicles down and stuff because it's time for us to build our own vehicle. So if you press B as in Bravo, come to the bottom tab here, we could go ahead and build an off-road motorcycle. We should have enough parts to do that. We just need a tire. And then we can build the cruiser motorcycle, which is much, much better. It's actually the main vehicle I use. So we'll probably try to focus on building this if we have everything we need. We do need to build an engine, or we can buy one with the wands that we have. We do need 2 aluminum ingots for that one. I only have 1 currently, so we'll actually have to go do some looting to find either another one of that or go mine some. So I'll see you guys once we get back over there. Real quick, I meant to mention this as well. I know I've been over it before, but you can break down these light poles. They have a good chance of giving you copper wire, just like the cars do. So that gave us rebar and nail. Make sure you also break down refrigerators and stuff too now that you have the wrench. Then if you find any servers and stuff inside of the random buildings, break those down. They'll give you electronic parts as well, like plugs and stuff. It'll save you a lot of time and money later on. So some of the things I was talking about to break down would be like this thing right here. It looks like a speaker. So we break it down. It should give us some electronic components. So nail, rubber, iron plate, another nail, a fuse. And then inside of this room right here, this is one of the servers I was talking about, so we'll break it down. And that gave us copper wire, iron plate, plug, all good stuff to have. Alright, so we did a bunch of gathering in the city, guys. There's like no cars left, no light poles. When I had knocked all those down, or at least most of them, just to get some resources put together, I went out and mined a bunch of stone so we could start making some cement, because we need to go ahead and get this built up on the front part, because I need to do some work on that front gate in preparation for day 10. We still need to, and we also, once we build up to that point, everything again has to be stone by day 5. So day 4 going into day 5, or I think that's when it starts, we need to make sure everything's made out of stone and cement at a minimum. I'd like to get the very front though, and everything around that's going to be around the gate, I'd like to get all that to iron personally. And we do have a ton of iron. Like, I'm actually out of storage space. We have so many resources now. I've been gathering up tons of animals and keeping the traps loaded. You can see that how much iron ore we have. We have 88 pieces of copper, 77 pieces of copper wire. Like I said, once you get the wrench, copper really isn't that big of a deal. We'll probably run out of it while we're doing power stuff, but we can always use our wands and buy what we need for there, because as you can see here, I've got, I don't know, 241 single wands, and I've got 86 $5 wands. We do need to get into building vehicles too. I might not get to that point, and this video might be the next video when we do that, because like I said, we're about to work on the base. So let's go ahead and get some materials slapped together. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of our wood stuff first and use that to go ahead and try to build up around the base. I gotta be careful, make sure we don't max out on everything. Let's see, will that let me build a bunch of foundations? Yeah. Alright, so when we get to building this point too, we're gonna want to be a little bit careful in certain parts. Actually, no, all these are gonna be open. So the first level is always open. Once we build up to a second tier, then we're gonna want to use solid foundations on that to keep zombies from falling in between the foundations. And then I went ahead and moved this wall, so you might notice it's a little bit different, or this ramp, whatever you want to call it. So it was right here. I went ahead and moved over just a little bit. Like we said, we're gonna leave that one there. Probably put a flamethrower or something on it eventually. But from there, let's go ahead and get this started. So we're gonna, like, again, use open foundations here, so when zombies fall off, they can just walk underneath this. Actually right here we've got to start moving up. So we're gonna want this at its highest point. And we might have to change this, but the last time this worked out just fine. They were still able to come through here. And while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and put some walls right here too. And then we'll have to remember to upgrade those. So we have half walls here. I'll have to go get some rope for that, so we won't worry about that just yet. So from there, we're going to want to bring a staircase down because we want to make sure they can move across it. And that looks low. Yeah, that should be fine though.
How do you find your survival base? Quite cozy and comfortable, isn't it? To expand your base, you'll need to secure a lot of logs through logging. Hard work is ahead, just like a beaver. Speaking of beavers, how much do you know about them? Beavers truly adore trees. The soft inner wood serves as their food, and they use it to construct magnificent dams. It would be a grave mistake to dismiss them as small and cute animals. Despite their size, they have powerful teeth capable of easily felling large trees. But if you were to try and chop wood with your front teeth like a beaver, I suspect you'd find yourself on a trip to the hospital. So, how can humans process wood? The answer lies in the crafting bench. With this, you can transform logs into processed materials like wooden planks. Now, I recommend you construct a crafting bench and start processing your wood.
Okay, so right here we're going to go ahead and start placing our solid foundations. And go ahead and make this a tier 2. Alright, so now that we have all this started, let's go ahead and get some upgrades going as far as making it into concrete or cement. So on this section right here, you definitely want to make sure that all of these are cement top and bottom, at least for the front part right here. So we're going to need to make some more bricks and cement to get this done. Luckily I did mine a bunch of stone for that. And the reason being, we're going to have guys that come in here that explode. They will send fire in all directions. And if that top part catches fire, it'll burn anything that's made out of wood. Alright, so hopefully I still have enough materials. Let's see if we can't get some half walls put in right here. Now these are going to have to be upgraded too, or they will burn or get destroyed just from the damage that gets put out. But this will force them to have to walk right next to the shredders, so the shredders can get more work done. Alright, so that's knocked out, which should help us a lot as far as getting damage on them. I kind of do want to have 3 shredders per side, so we might eventually move the pendulums a little bit once I figure out exactly how I want them oriented. For now, I need to go grab and gather up a few more resources before the wave. So we're going to do like a, I don't know what you'd call it, a serpentine type pattern through here. But for now, since we don't have enough mats to stone, concrete, and make everything metal, we're just going to come off of this one and go straight across. And then make it like a bridge over there. That way it should bait them in. And I can then make a ramp going to the top of our building. And then lay down some foundations and start building like a house up there where we can actually craft and stuff, and they have a path to us. So then they'll just work their way through all the traps. So let me go gather up some more wood and finish that platform all the way over to here. Okay, so we finished getting all the foundations put in and upgraded to cement / concrete, as you can see all the way around. So this is just a simple one to get them a path to us for now, so we can stand up here if we want to. So it'll just circle around, they'll come here. That's just marking where we're going to kind of S-curve through here. But for now, that'll give them a path to come there, then come here. I put 2 walls here and upgraded those to cement, so we can leave our other staircase here. So if I'm down here fighting, reloading, watching, or looting, I can just run up here, walk through this door. Should just be able to shut that, and then they should route all the way around the long way again. That way what's going to happen is we'll start working traps down this way. And we might do that while the wave is coming, because we should be able to walk up here. So I added stairs here, leading to the top up here. And they should be able to path up here with no problem. And what we'll do with this, so these are just regular floor pieces, just flat flooring pieces. They're not foundations. Probably just cover this whole rooftop in these, and then move our workbenches, demo those, and then move them on top of these. Same thing with our storages, and then we'll just build us a little house on top of this house. And then we'll put a fish pond and everything else out back, make it look nice. But here comes the wave now, it's getting started. So I went ahead and added in some torches. There's one there, 2 on the gates. And I put one under the staircase here. So now we're going to test and see if this actually works. Make sure that the AI keeps up with us. We're on day 4 now, so like I said, everything needed to be upgraded. I wanted to get everything right here on the front to metal. But if it's working fine, what we can do is we can walk down and around and just start upgrading the pieces that we can reach from the top. Yeah, so they're coming through there just fine. We need to make sure that the big elites can fit through. Of course, he didn't touch a single one of those on the outside, so We need to get some walls put up on the outside too to force them closer to the inside. So it seems like that's going to work fine for now. We'll check the pathing later once the wave gets a little bit heavier. But if you leave that door open, of course, they'll just come straight up to you instead of taking the long way around. And be careful while you're upgrading like this too, because if the certain elites come with the that are like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, he'll just pull you off the ledge. So you'll see that they'll watch you the whole time. That was 4 elites right there in one push. Now the ones that can reach you from a distance will try to come at you. Okay, so we've got some rebar and stuff on it, so it takes iron plates, rebar, and nails to upgrade. So we're going to do that right here. And it's really important to upgrade these front ones first. Plus it's cheaper, because if we need to repair these, we just have to use a piece of iron. Plus metal just looks a lot nicer. We can drop down for a quick second so we can't get some of this stuff done. Now with these tight corridors like that, you want to be careful running through there. Looks like he's coming fast. Like I said, they get faster, stronger throughout the whole time, so watch out. Wonder if we can upgrade these before they get damaged. Now you could stand on top of the wall like this, but then they can't really get to you, so they'll start smashing everything. And we're out of nails now. And the cool thing about this, if you're smart, you can use it like a shortcut, so you can just jump this right here. And then run the path around if you want to, or run the short path around the back. And they're really moving quick. Is he going to make it all the way? Guess it's time to get some heavier traps put in, since they can actually make it all the way through. Now if you needed to reload these and you don't want to go down there, a safe way to do it is build a staircase off of right here. So you can build a staircase like this and then put a bridge out, and then you can just crouch down and you'll be able to reach the traps to reload them from up here where you're still safe. So while they're working, let's go up here and see if they'll still path while we're standing up here, because this little lip right here might be enough to confuse them, but it shouldn't be. I can't tell if they're confused or what they were doing. But we can go ahead and set down some floor pieces here and get this started building out. It's going to take a lot of material, so right here in the foundations you had the floor pieces. That's what we're going to use right here. So if you're up here building, make sure every now and then you go back down and check and make sure your stuff's not being burned out. So we're getting kind of low here. Probably wouldn't hurt to check our shredders. I did not mean to do that. You can catch yourself from falling if you're close enough, like I just did. Let's check these. They're at 9 out of 100. Shredder right here is at 89. Okay, then reload this one. It's at 42. That one still has 99 charges. Surprisingly, that one still has 70, although it looks like it's been working really hard. Okay, so we got the whole front here upgraded to iron. As you can see, it just takes one piece of iron to repair it. So it's really, really cheap. It's also going to have the most hit points. You can't go any higher than this. So this is currently the highest state of defense you can build. From here, we're going to have to do a few more things right here at the front of the gate to block the top of the gate because of what's coming on day 10. From there, we need to upgrade these. So you can just walk down the side and upgrade them. And then we went over this before, but I'm going to go over it one more time. So if you're trying to upgrade everything in here, and it won't target what you're trying to look at because it's all so close together. So that floor below me, I need to upgrade it, but we can't get to it. Just use your mouse wheel, and you'll see it highlight, and it'll go through everything around you. So then we can upgrade it. And we'll overlap with other collision. Huh. Okay, so we were standing in the way, so it wouldn't let us upgrade that. Alright, so to upgrade our traps, they're going to require cells to recharge once you get them there, so be ready to make a bunch of cells. It's going to take fuel and pieces of iron, or you're going to have to go find them. It's going to take a motor and a plug, plus rope, nails, rebar, and iron plates, so we're not going to take those up just yet. We will take them up soon. From there, like I said, where we're currently sitting, we should be good. And if you saw right there, it was repairing, so you can't upgrade anything unless it's at 100%. So you have to repair it before you can upgrade it. But right now, we should be set. And probably even good on day 10. Like this base is built up, almost caught up to where I was at on day like 7 to 8, except that we don't have power and guns yet. So we'll get to more advanced stuff like that soon. We'll get to upgrading all these. Like the first traps we'll probably upgrade will be the pendulums. Of course, I feel like I need to reposition them. I don't feel like they're doing their job as well as they should be. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do on this video is we're going to go ahead and try to build us the first level motorcycle. In order to get to the tier 2 motorcycle, we need a book, which is over in the parking garage, which is in the next city. So it's a pretty good distance away, so we don't want to just walk there. So let's grab all of our car parts we've been saving up. So we've got like exhaust, cooling water, steering wheel, frames, 5 tires. From there, just press B, and you can see what we need to build it. So we need some rubber, a gear, 2 iron ingots, and to make a motor. So we're going to have to grab some more of these mats. Let's get some plastic, rubber, rope. We're going to need copper and iron. Trying to think off the top of my head, but might need some piece of iron. Let's go ahead and make 2 gears. Then you'll need the electronics workbench. So here you'll also need to have the research for motor unlocked. So that's going to take 2 iron ingots, 2 copper ingots, 2 pieces of plastic, and 2 pieces of rubber. Let's go ahead and craft one of those. And that'll allow us to make the first vehicle. Now be careful with the vehicles. Whenever you use them, they will attract anything and everything around you. So once you park one, I don't know if it's been fixed, but when I first built them in the first update when they first came out, pretty much you would drive somewhere, park it, wait, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds, and then like a whole mob of zombies would come. And if you don't watch them, they'll destroy your vehicle. According to some of the patch notes, the vehicle should have more hit points now. Last time they were really, really squishy, so they died super easy. And there's the motorcycle. Of course, I put it where there's no light. So there's a little bitty motorcycle. We can ride that if we want to. I don't know why it's in the ground right now. But it might actually be out of fuel. Let's see. So if we hit T, we can store stuff on it. This one has really, really bad storage capacity compared to the other one. Let's see, put our wrench away. So we can hold R to refill it. So let's go grab our gas. If you need to get fuel, you can get it from gas stations and out of cars when you're looting them. So just right click, it'll go over there. Then we can get on it. If you look at the actual meter on the left side, it tells you what your fuel gauge is and what your hit points are. Again, that we're going to need a lot more fuel than what's currently in it. So we're going to press F to get off of it. And go, let's just go grab a full stack. I was hoping to save that for my flamethrowers later on, because it takes a while to gather a lot of that. Alright, so 150 fills it all the way up to maximum. And then you have controls, so you have a horn, which is spacebar. L to turn your headlights on and off. F obviously to get off. P to change your point of view on it. R to start, to turn it on and off. Spacebar is also your handbrake. I think I had to adjust all of these the last time I played. And then of course you can access M for your map. So when we go to the next city, for anybody who's getting ahead of me, you can just head up the road past the checkpoint right here. And where we're going to eventually have to build us, yeah, you got to be careful on these things. They take tons and tons of damage. So a lot of times you might want to see what it takes to repair it. But we're at 100% hit points. So, but for these, they should be cheap. Now the tank and everything, they were really expensive to repair. But I actually don't see those in the build menu right now, so I'm not sure where they're at now. Because there used to be like a hovercraft, a jet ski, and a tank. So I don't know if I have to unlock them. Maybe there's a special bench we have to build those now. Not too concerned about it. Didn't really care for the tank that much. It does have a lot of storage capacity, but it got destroyed just by hitting random boxes in the road. So I don't see anything new for it, so maybe he took it out. I'll have to go look through the patch notes and see. Unless we have to be a certain level to unlock it, and then it'll add itself to our stash. We have to find maybe something that'll allow us to build it. As always, guys, if you enjoyed that content, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.